What up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Full Metal Analysis. We got NFL game wrap up for last week and previews for next week coming up. But before we get into that, man, we had a good game and we had a bad game with the Tigers, man. The Tigers came out and they played a the Tigers came out. For all those who don't know that the Tigers are in the wild card, and they came out and they played a hardy first game against the Guardians. Won 2-1 first game. You know, school came out. They played great defense, kept it competitive. And the second game, similar sort of situation. You know what I'm saying? 1-1, almost mostly the game, and then the eighth inning happens, and in the eighth innings, I don't know. It's like we was like, nah. Why keep striking these guys out? Let's just give up a couple of home runs and let a couple of guys run in, and the score jumped from 6-1. We never recovered. We left all type of guys on base. Marcus, what is going on with the Tigers, dog? I mean, I already know how you feel, but for those of us who still have a little bit of hope, let us know what's going on with the Tigers, man.
Nah. Don't do that to me. I would like to take this time to officially welcome you to the 2025 was it 24 whatever 2025 Detroit Tigers.
2024, 2025.
I've been trying to tell you this all year, but all I get in response is, "Oh, Marcus, you're being negative." Marcus, they won 50 games out the gate. They were the best team in baseball, and I said I hear you, I understand. They got off to a hot start, but that record is not a reflection of who this team is. And he said, "Oh, Marcus, you're crazy. They're going to the World Series." and the jubilation, the excitement that I had listening to the passion that you had for the performance that they put on yesterday, it just warmed my heart. It warmed my heart listening to you, because these are the things that I was trying to get out into the universe. And I wasn't the only one. There was plenty of people. But then you had people that just looked at the record and whatnot. So all that to say, what happened yesterday? I think what happened yesterday was a culmination of the old adage that something is a gift and a curse. And yesterday, the gift that the gift that got us to where we are today in our manager, AJ Hinch, ended up being the curse yesterday. I was telling you that AJ Hinch is beholden to analytics in baseball. The sabermetrics, analytics, the data, stats, everything that's changing the sports and changing the game in every sport that people watch. AJ Hinch is a huge believer in the analytics, and when that goes to pitching matchups, batting matchups, when to go, when to send, all the defensive positioning, all of that. He is great at breaking down those numbers and coming up with a strategy that's best suited based on those numbers. And yesterday was just a day where he just, I don't know, he got lost in the sauce, man. He, the two biggest mistakes that people are focusing in on was taking out your best player. I personally prefer Kerry Carpenter, but as an all-around ball player, Riley Green is without a doubt your best player on the team. And the idea of pinch hitting Riley Green because he was going up against the lefty, and you had another guy who wasn't even in the lineup, but he does well against lefties. You took Riley Green out for that guy. You know, that is not. I don't know. It's not a good idea. And then
Well,
the thing that really
what did that guy do, by the way, Marcus?
uh struck out, struck out,
Oh,
struck out.
okay.
So
Yeah.
you wasted not only did you waste that at bat, but you wasted Riley Green for the rest of the game. And then I know you were very, very upset with I don't know how you felt about them taking out Casey Mize. From what I hear, he was doing just fine. I'm aware of the home run he gave up, but you know he was doing just fine. I heard he only had like 60 something pitches, and whether or not you thought it was time to take Casey Mize out or not, I know you were shocked to find out that they put a rookie in in a high pressure moment like that.
Well, it's not that I was shocked about Casey Mize because it's like when I got there, he was already out because I didn't get home until the fourth inning, so he was already out of the game. He had thrown 65 pitches. It was 1-1 when I tuned into the game, and the pitcher that they had on the mound was doing just fine. It stayed 1-1 until they put the rookie in. Soon as the rookie got in the game, that's when everything changed. It was like that rookie clearly wasn't ready for that moment. And why would you put a rookie in the eighth inning and not a closer to close off the series?
Well, no, they I think they took Mize out in like the sixth inning. I had to go back and look. So you still had about you had at least two more innings to get through before you typically would have gone to your closer. So putting a rookie. So basically, you were asking your rookie to carry you through the last two innings.
No, it was Mize. It was two pitchers. It was two other pitchers, and then they put the rookie in.
I don't think so. I'm pretty. Yeah, I have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure they went straight to. Based on what I heard, they went straight to. What's his name? Melton. They went straight to Troy Melton. Troy Melton.
No, they didn't. They didn't for sure.
Okay,
they didn't for sure.
All right, I have to look it up.
It was they had two. They had the two. They had Mize. They had a pitcher. I think his name was Horton. Then I went to go use the bathroom or something. They had another guy in after him. Then they put the rookie in. Then they took the rookie out and put another guy in who gave up another home run after the rookie gave up a home run. And then they took him out immediately and put in another quarterback. I mean, another pitcher.
Okay. Well, to answer your question, what's going on with the Tigers? It just goes back to what I was saying all year long, which is regardless of where the pitcher came in, the whole bullpen for the season has been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster. Sometimes they've been great, and then sometimes they've been bad. Because actually, you know, you are not a Troy Melton fan, but Troy Melton's last outing, he was fantastic. But he was not yesterday afternoon.
I know what that was my first time I ever see Troy Melton play. So I'm not gonna condemn him. All I'm saying is that the moment was too big for him.
So that goes back to you know, people go crazy about the trade deadline. I'm not even a big trade deadline guy. You hear me always talk about trades, but I'm not a huge trade deadline guy. Like if a team doesn't make a move during the trade deadline, it's not like every move is available to you at the trade deadline. Like there's only so much that you could get. Yeah, it's like Amazon Prime Day. Like, yeah, there's deals, there's deals, but do I really need a new set of kitchen knives, or do I really need a robotic a robo vacuum? Like,
No, no, I
so
don't.
I really don't. So trade deadline moves, whatever. But really, I'm big on free agency, off season, and trades during that time. And that goes back to what the Tigers did during this off season, which was make minimal moves. And the biggest thing that they have yet to address, and I don't know when they're going to address it. I don't even know if they're going to address it. Is bringing in some type of leadership from a player standpoint. Your lineup and your pitching staff is full of so many young talents. And at some point, you need some type of leader in that locker room. And it can't just be you can't just bring in an old head who doesn't play or anything like that. No, this has got to be a guy. You're gonna have to pay him some money. He doesn't have to be a superstar, but he's gonna have to have respect around the league. And you're really gonna have to bring in two guys to that are gonna be on the same page, spreading the same message, and that can work with Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson, Kerry Carpenter, and all together they bring you that message. But right now, when the chips are down, they don't have a leader to shake somebody, slap somebody around, and say, "Let's get it."
No, they need to bring in somebody who can bring in RBIs, because the fact that they left 15 players, runners on the bases yesterday, there's no way we shouldn't have won that game, man. We should have at least had 8 points out of them 15 players that we left stranded on base. How did we not bring half of those guys home? To your point, we need a veteran bat in there, somebody who can bring home some RBIs, man. Like what the hell?
Yeah. Today they got game 3. Game 1 worked so well because you had arguably the best pitcher in baseball out on the mound. 14 strikeouts. That was the most. Skubal. It's a joke among Tiger fans that Skubal never throws over 100 pitches. He threw a little bit over 100, and then they pulled him. But Skubal went out there and he gave you his best effort. And then now it comes down to Jack Flaherty, who, like Casey Mize, Casey Mize had a good outing yesterday. And if Skubal is your A+, then Mize and Flaherty are like B-, C+. Yeah, they're B- pitchers. So you just need Flaherty to go out there and give you a B performance, and that'll get you along where you need to go. You like to see him to limit to no more than 2 runs and go about 6 innings. Then you turn it over to the bullpen for the last 3 innings. I think that's your recipe for success.
So what do you think about? So do you think we coming out of this last game unscathed with Flaherty on the mound and all take a collective whoo?
Yeah, like I said, man, you would need Flaherty to go 6 innings, no more than 2 runs, hold it to 2 runs or less. Flaherty has been a little less dependent than Casey Mize. Flaherty was on the LA Dodgers last year when they won the World Series, and his postseason performance, not spectacular at all. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but my understanding is they won in spite of having Jack Flaherty. So,
wow.
We'll see how it goes, man.
So we went out and got that guy, huh?
Well, we had that guy. We actually traded him last trade deadline. He was on the Tigers last trade deadline. We sent him to the Dodgers, and then he finished off his 1-year deal with the Dodgers, won a World Series, and then he came back as a free agent.
In true Tigers form. Go have some success somewhere else. That's the Detroit motto.
Yeah, that's definitely how they get down. But yeah, man. How are you feeling about today?
I'm a little more. Well, I can't even say a little bit more optimistic than you. I haven't been hearing great things about Flaherty. Haven't got to see many games because they don't show them really down here like that in Carolina. But it's all the stuff for that 8th inning, man. The Guardians really haven't been hitting all that well either. If we can hold them to a low scoring game, we're hitting better than them, man. We just can't bring anybody home. Like we're getting the guys on the bases, but we can't. It's like Hutch, we can't finish. You know what I'm saying? We leaving people out there on bases. If we can just get some of them runs in, and not have an inning like we had in the 8th inning yesterday, then I think we can pull this thing out. How confident in it am I after yesterday's performance? I'm a little less optimistic than I usually am, but I'm riding with them, man. I feel like we can at least get through this series.
Yeah. I mean, this is it. This is it today. Do or die, game 3. And yeah, they play in the next half hour, man. So we'll see. Yeah, if you ask me to put money on it, I don't know. I don't know enough about the Guardians pitcher to say, but I think Flaherty. I will put it at based on what I know, man. It's literally a flip of the coin, and it's gonna come down to Flaherty. I think Flaherty has that in him, but Flaherty truly, man, is a Jekyll and Hyde. So I don't know. This is a game that you got to live bet.
I just need them to hold it together, man. Hold your line.
All right, man. Well, we'll see how they do today. We go ahead.
If that was the case, they should have put him in yesterday.
Hold on a second. All right, man. So last week was, I believe it was week 4. It was an okay week for both of us, actually. The first game of the week was the Seattle Seahawks traveling to Arizona. Oh, okay. I was like, I don't remember this game at all. Seattle Seahawks traveling to Arizona. We were both on the Seahawks. This was the Marvin Harrison. Yeah. This was the Marvin Harrison scores or catches, has over 100 yards receiving. I'll get on here and say all types of nice things about him. But don't worry, America. We don't have to worry about that because everybody knew Marvin Harrison was not going to get over 100 yards. He finished that game with the devil's number, 6 catches for 66 yards and 1 touchdown. That's a Marvin Harrison stat line if I've ever seen it.
Hey, you know what? We're gonna give him credit for being above average, man. Yeah, he did above average, man. And you know what I'm saying, he's over 50 yards, 6 catches for 66 yards. Let's do it. Let's go.
Yep. So in typical Marvin ho-hum fashion, that means he's gonna come out this next game. He filled his quota for it's a new month now. But yeah. He filled his quota for last month by that performance. So he can start this month off in his typical fashion. You know, something nice and easy. You know, his usual 4 catches, 40 yards. We'll see how it goes. But we both had Seattle in that game, and Seattle victors in that game.
Yeah, I don't remember what I think I've seen some of that game, but I don't remember it at all. I don't know what's going on in my memory. But yeah, man, Seattle's looking really good, dog. I don't know what's in the water in Seattle, but I didn't expect them to be. I expected them to be rebuilt. They're supposed to be they're supposed to be rebuilding, but they out here whooping ass. I mean, it was Arizona, but you know, still.
I would say Kenneth Walker is healthy. As long as Kenneth Walker is healthy, they're always a good team. It's just can he stay healthy? Jackson Smith and Jigba continues to have a Pro Bowl caliber season. They brought in Sam Darnold. That's going to take away some that's going to improve your turnover to takeaway ratio. And they're the new Minnesota. I mean, they're the new Minnesota this year. Their defense is great. So, they were yeah. So I think they're going to start off good, and as long as K9 can stay healthy, I think they'll continue to make noise.
They'll be all right until they run into a good team.
K9, I'm telling you, man, he's the engine that makes that train go. Minnesota at Pittsburgh. Oh, they weren't at Pittsburgh. They were in Dublin,
London.
Ireland, I do believe.
Thought it was London.
No. I think they were in Dublin, Ireland.
Okay.
Pittsburgh was getting 2.5. We were both on Pittsburgh. It was way closer than I thought it was going to be. The Vikings fought, scratched and clawed their way back into the game, but in the end, you needed Carson Wentz to drive you downfield and make a miracle happen. And I think they even got it down to a field goal, but I think he missed the field goal if I remember correctly. But they were down the whole game, and they tricked their way back into that game.
So the Vikings have looked I ain't gonna say they look way better, but they've looked slightly better with Carson Wentz behind the wheel. Do you have a quarterback controversy in Minnesota?
It's a great question. You got rid of Sam Darnold to give the reins to JJ. JJ won the Hearts of America in his first game, and then he lost the Hearts of America in the second game, all in a 7 day, less than 7 day span. The way that everybody just seemed to turn on him, and like you said, they've been looking a lot better with Carson Wentz. I don't know. I think when JJ does get back, you give him the keys back, and you give him one more chance, because you've invested a lot in this kid. So I think you give him one more chance, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I think you gotta find out. Taking these 4 weeks that he's gonna have off, that's enough time to. He had a whole year off last year. So I think he's going to get the keys back when he comes back.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, like you said, man, the Vikings offense looks a little better with Carson Wentz, but not enough for them not to get a control back over to JJ Watt when he comes in. So I think they have a lot of faith in him. If you hear the Vikings side of the story, JJ McCarthy is the best quarterback to ever play football. So when you hear they press the way they tell it, but yeah, I think they give it back to him as well.
Philadelphia went to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. I took Philly. You took Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay was at home, and they were getting 3.5. Philly came in there. I don't have the score, but Philly won that game.
You don't need to look it up. You don't need to look it up. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, they said Baker Mayfield had an early turnover. Philly's defense is good, and their offense, a lot of talk has been made about A.J. Brown not getting the ball, but I just think that they, like teams say it every year, the Super Bowl is our goal and nothing else matters, but then it just doesn't work out. But no, this is honestly the most I've ever seen a championship team go out there and have no other priority other than just win the game.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It was like a heavyweight bout, the champ versus challenger, and everybody's like, you know what? this is gonna be a good fight, and then the champ just go out there and dog walk the challenger, and that's what it felt like watching that game because it started off like they were sizing each other up, and Philly just took off and never looked back. Man, that game wasn't even every time I turned back, Philly had scored again to the point where it was just like it's no point to even turn back to that game.
The LA Chargers went to take on the New York Giants. I refused to give any consideration to this matchup and immediately took the Chargers. You also took the Chargers. Jackson Dart made his.
Who would have thought?
Jackson Dart made his debut. He was getting 6.5, and not only did he not need the 6.5, the Giants outright won the game. Unfortunately, it was at the cost of Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, man. I never could have predicted that Jackson Dart would have that game because if Russell Wilson was in that game, I full-heartedly believe that the Giants would have won that game. But you hate to see that Malik Neighbors is hurt like that. I hope that he gets he recovers quickly, and I mean we know we won't see him until next year because he tore ACL, but you hope he has a speedy recovery and he gets back to doing what he was doing next year because he's a really young guy. So you hate to see him out so early in his career.
All right. Next up in a gambler's barn burner. In a gambler's barn burner, we had the New Orleans Saints traveling to Buffalo. Buffalo at home, they were giving 15.5. It was a scary matchup. It was. I went out on a limb. I took the 15.5 in the New Orleans Saints. You took Buffalo. The New Orleans Saints covered barely, but they covered. I think they lost by 12. I want to say they lost by 12. They were in the game ish, but we all knew they weren't going to win the game, and Buffalo did just make a nice enough gap. But Spencer Rattler, man, is out here trying his hardest, and I'm not mad at him.
It was like the way you described the first game of the Lions and the Packers, man. It's like they were beating the Saints so bad that Buffalo just stopped playing, and the Saints clawed their way back into the. If you want to call it a 12-point loss, they clawed their way back into the game and made it less of a blowout than what it really was.
Yeah, I mean, in the fourth quarter, the score was New Orleans had it in the fourth quarter, 19-21, and then that was about it. That was the closest they got, but they had it within a score in the fourth quarter. But it was more of a it wasn't a blowout though. If you're down by 2 in the fourth quarter, you end it.
I mean, I'm saying they got. So what I'm saying is Buffalo came out. They got up to a big lead. By the fourth quarter, like I said, it felt like Buffalo got bored and they just stopped playing. And then the Saints climbed back into the game, and then Buffalo was like, "Oh shit, what are we doing?" They didn't call back up. Let's go put some more points on the board, and then they was like, "Oh, okay, now we comfortable again." That's the end of that.
All right. Cleveland went to Detroit. Detroit was at home. They were given 10. We were both on the Lions. We talked about it. Yeah, man. I was just saying. One thing the Lions do is they definitely beat up on bad teams, and yeah, this game was no different.
Yeah, man. For the most part, the Lions. The Lions. We like I said, we already talked about it. And the Cleveland Browns didn't really do anything. It's pretty much an enjoyable game for us, but not so much for the Browns. The Lions were Joe Flacco got benched this week. They put in the other guy. Man, what's his name? Gillian.
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel. They put in him over Shador. Surprise, surprise there. And yeah, so I mean, I don't really got too many takeaways from that game. We already broke it down, so.
All right. The Tennessee Titans went to Houston to take on the Texans. Texans were giving 7. Texans have been terrible this year, but not to be outdone, the Tennessee Titans have been awful this year. I thought that the Texans couldn't put up enough to cover the 7. They shut the Titans out. They put up like 29, 26 points. Like I said, you took the Texans. You took the victory on that one.
Yeah, man. I've been talking a lot about Cam Ward, and I saw the sex that he was taking in that game, and the disappointment and the hurt in his eyes in his interview after the game. And I got to stop blaming that kid, man. It's not his fault that he got drafted to one of the worst teams in the NFL. And I mean, he's essentially in a David Carr situation where, I mean, he doesn't have the line to block for him, and he doesn't really have the receivers to throw to. So I'm gonna stop blaming him. And the Texans are just too much for them. So I didn't know they were gonna shut him out, but still, it was too much for them to handle.
I know your feelings on Will Levis, but you are saying that Cam Ward can only do so much with this team. I don't think this team is that much different from the team Will Levis had last year. So when Will Levis comes back, is it Cam Ward's team still, or is it meritocracy? Best quarterback starts.
It's definitely Cam Ward's team, man. Will Levis is not the guy, dog. I mean, Will Levis is not the guy, man. Even with the bad line and the lack of receivers, man, Will Levis just makes his job look bad.
I guess I gotta watch these highlights, man. I said I was going to. I didn't. I just don't see. I don't see. Stats can be deceiving, but according to this stat sheet, Cam Ward threw the ball 26 times, completed 10 passes for 108 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception, and he was only sacked 2 times. Now, to your point, the Texans had 7 QB hits, so okay, that's fair. But then Cam Ward. All I heard was about Cam Ward in Miami and what a playmaker he was. So I go down to the Russian and I'm like, well, yeah, if he was under duress and everything, then he must have ran for something. 2 carries for 22 yards. So
yeah, man. A lot of coaches, when you get into the league, a lot of NFL coaches have this thing where they don't want running quarterbacks to run. They want them to stay in the pocket, and they teach these young guys, hey, don't run. So I'm not really sure how much he ran the ball in college. It's not like he was I forgot the dude's name from Alabama. But it's not like he was him. But I know he can move around. So is it him not taking the opportunity, or is it him, like, people giving him the Lamar treatment when Lamar first got in the league, telling them not to run?
Lamar,
hold on.
That's all. Okay.
Yeah, I know that's all Lamar did, but the coaches didn't like it. They didn't want him running. Hold on. My screen keep blacking out, man. I gotta.
I guess I went back to the Saints Buffalo game, and like Spencer Rattler, right? Same thing. Spencer Rattler only threw 126 yards. He got sacked 3 times. Buffalo had 4 QB hits, and but Rattler had 27 passes and he had 18 completions. And he also ran for 49, six carries for 49 yards. So on paper, I would tell you that Cam Ward should be a better player than Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler's got more experience. So maybe that's what it is. But I don't know. I definitely gotta look at these highlights because I don't know, man. I think when Will Levis gets back, I think that you would be better served making it a competition because Cam Ward hasn't done anything other than the most thing Cam Ward's done since being in the league is just be honest about how bad the Tennessee Titans are.
Yeah, I'm not totally off of Cam Ward's head yet, man. I'm just so ever since Cam Ward got in the league, I've been hard on the dude, man. I'm like, what kind of number one pick is this? He's not in the news. He's not getting any media. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's even talking about this dude. But the type of sacks that I saw him taking last week, I was like, maybe I'm being a little too harsh on him. So I'm not saying that, he's the end all be all, and I'm not saying that we should give him a pass just yet. I'm just saying that I need to watch him a little bit closer before I make judgment on him. It's only been 4 games. He's still brand new to the league. Will Levis is a proven bad quarterback. So, I don't know. It's just a different situation. So far. I've seen a little flash of Cam Ward making a flash play and doing something spectacular in the midst of all this horribleness. And the best thing that I've seen Will Levis do is heave the ball up to DeAndre Hopkins without even knowing where he's at and just throw it as far as he can downfield. And DeAndre Hopkins went and got it. And that's the best play I've seen from Will Levis. But other than that, it was all horribleness.
We partially agree. I would make the argument that Will Levis is the new Jameis Winston, and so
what?
If I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, it's what do I want? Do I want to lose in a demoralizing, sad, painful, slow boil loss, or do I want to be in the game the whole game and then at the end of the game watch my quarterback fumble or throw the ball away for the loss? I like the second one. It's way more exciting.
You always been a Will Levis guy, man. So of course you got his back. I'm not on either one team, but I'm more willing to give Cam Ward a pass than Will Levis. So I'm not letting Will Levis go past here. No, you shall not pass.
Well, next up we had your Carolina Panthers traveling to New England to take on the Patriots. Patriots were at home. They were giving 5. Naturally you took your Carolina Panthers. I did not have a good feeling about Bryce Young traveling to the Northeast portion of America and going in there and killing it. And lo and behold, he did not enjoy his stay. It used to be the Meadowland. No, I don't know. At Gillette, it used to be Gillette Stadium. All these stadiums are new. But he did not enjoy his time in New England. 42-13, Panthers lose.
Well, for the record, I did say that the Panthers were going to lose, but I thought they would cover it, and I thought they would keep it a 3-point game. And I was wrong on that fact. They in fact did not keep it a 3-point game. In fact, they were never in that game at all. And yeah. I sat there and watched. I sat there and listened and watched the groans coming from my cousin as he sat there and tortured himself watching that game.
You asked for it. Stephon Diggs heard you. 6 catches, 101 yards. Oh man, that would have been a heck of a bet. Who has more yards, Stephon Diggs or Marvin Harrison Jr.? And I would happily took Stephon Diggs.
That's not a fair bet.
What? Marvin Harrison Jr. is up and coming, and Stephon Diggs is on the decline. So I've been told. My mouse just died. Son of a bitch. All right. The Washington Commanders went to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. You took Washington. I took Atlanta. I said that this would be a game that they won because there was no Jaden Daniels, there was no Terry McLaurin, there was no Austin Eckler, and lo and behold, the Falcons won that game.
The Falcons won that game? Wow.
Yes. Falcons won. Final score was 34-27. Michael Penix, 313 yards, 2 touchdowns. Your boy Drake London, 8 catches, 110 yards, 1 touchdown.
Well, I'll go back to what I was saying before, man. The Atlanta is a good team when they throw the ball downfield, man. Usually they just hand the ball off to Bryce Young. I was about to say Bryce Young. Usually they hand off the ball to Bijan Robinson, or they pass into the flats. They never play downfield. But I've always said that if Atlanta starts throwing that ball downfield, they'll be a team to be reckoned with. And with the Commanders missing so many pieces, it's an understandable loss.
All right. Next up, we got the Indianapolis Colts finally taken down by the LA Rams. We were both on the Rams, -3.5. Rams covered. Rams won the game. What was final score? 27-20. Colts should have won this game, or at least took it to overtime. A personal, not a favorite, but a player that I've kept my eye on since he came to the league. Adonai Mitchell had an opportunity to have his first career touchdown, made a great catch, comboed into a spin move, and was about to take it to the house when he went. Small hands, man. It's a epidemic, man.
He did a Heisman
he went to a receiver and got small hands. Though.
He did a Heisman and lost the ball.
He just wanted to stick the ball over the goal line. Trying to look cute and shit. But yeah, that shit backfired, man. Fumbled it out the back of the end zone. Gotta feel terrible. How do you bounce back? How do you bounce back from that?
I haven't been following this guy since he came in the league. I've heard his name a couple of times. So when I saw that play, I thought it was hilarious. The guy tried to reach the ball out or do whatever he was trying to do, and the ball just comes out, and you tip it trying to catch all of that, and you end up kicking it out the back of the end zone. And I mean, that will be on bloopers for a long time. That's worse than the guys that dropped the ball before they cross the goal line. At least they didn't kick it out the back of the end zone.
Yeah. That was brutal. And you still don't have you're still looking for your first career touchdown. So, but I appreciate it though, because I got an unhealthy disdain for Daniel Jones. He's not even a New York Giant anymore, but just burns my soul to see that man play football.
Leave Daniel Jones alone, man. He's doing the best he can.
Jacksonville Jaguars went to San Francisco to take on the 49ers. I don't know, man. I for some reason, well, no, I see why. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars were getting 3.5. You took the Jags. I took San Francisco. The Jags are quietly the biggest turnaround in the NFL right now. Are they going to be able to sustain this?
I don't think so, man. Right now, I think the Jaguars defense is holding them down, along with the running of Travis Etienne. But Travis Etienne has proven that he doesn't run like he's a good running back, but he doesn't run like this consistently through the season. And I'm not sure how long the Jaguars defense will be able to hold them down when they run into a great offense. So it'll be a better season for them than last year, but I don't think that they go too far. I mean, maybe the first round of the playoffs, maybe. But no, they got a lot of people to go through in that division.
Christian McCaffrey continues to be the best receiver on the 49ers. 6 catches for 92 yards.
Christian McCaffrey looked old in that game. He looked like it's almost time for him to retire. I mean, he ended up getting his yards at the end of the game, but man, they had to force feed him a lot in order for him to get them yards.
Right. We were both on the Baltimore Ravens going to Kansas City and taking a dub. Oh man, Kansas City smacked Baltimore around like they owed them money. Patrick Mahomes, come to find out, is now 6-1 versus the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens off to the first 1-3 start in God knows how long. And you look at their injury report, and it is not promising. What's going to happen to the Baltimore Ravens this year?
So the Baltimore Ravens got off to a bad start, man. They had to face us, and I don't know. It's like first off, we broke Derrick Henry, and and Lamar already has a complex in his head about Patrick Mahomes. So that combined with all the injuries that we got, Baltimore could have stayed in that game or even won that game, man. They just made so many mental mistakes in that game, dog. It's just like Kansas City lives rent free in their head, and to answer your question, what becomes of the Baltimore Ravens? The Baltimore Ravens are going to lose. The Baltimore Ravens are going to lose a lot of games this year. They're going to lose games as long as first off, Lamar is hurt, and most of that defense is hurt. And then right towards the end of the year, they're going to start winning games, and they're going to fight for a wild card spot in the playoffs. So don't count Baltimore out just yet. I don't think they're going to make it very far this year, but I wouldn't count them out.
I'm with you. I wouldn't count them out, and I would go as far as to say it starts right now. I think they have an opportunity to be 500 in the next to get back to 500 over the span of these next 4 games. Looking at their schedule, they have matchups against Houston, the Rams, the Bears, and the Dolphins. So I think if you could go 3-1 in those, you'll be back at 500, and the season will be just fine. The one thing I will say is if Lamar Jackson does miss time, they do have your favorite quarterback, a capable backup quarterback in Cooper Rush.
Oh, yeah. Cooper Rush is capable.
Right. Chicago Bears went to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. I remember you said you felt dirty about it, but you took the Bears. I took the Raiders. The Raiders should have won that game. Another blocked field goal to end the game. Geno Smith had no. Geno Smith did not want to win that game. He turned the ball over, I believe, 4 times in that game. Like I said, that goes back to why Seattle is doing so well. He's got to take care of that ball. But all that being said, they had opportunity to win it with a field goal at the end, and yeah, it got blocked.
A lot of people forget that Geno Smith rode the bench for about 10 years for a reason. Geno Smith is all right, man, but he's not going to win you no games, especially with the teams that the Raiders have now. He's not the answer. They don't have any big name receivers. They got the rookie receiver and Ashton Genty, but not going to win games with rookies, not just yet.
Green Bay Packers went to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. We were both on the Packers in a game with no defense at all. It ended in a tie. We talked about this game a little bit.
Worst game ever.
We talked about this game a little bit. It was funny. I was listening to the radio, and a CBS broadcaster asked, "What has Matt LaFleur done to prove to you that he is a great NFL coach?" And he went as far as to say that maybe Matt LaFleur should be a little bit uneasy on in his position.
Be a little uneasy.
Yeah, man. It's a little hot. His seat should be a little bit hot.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I definitely feel like it's going to be high. I mean, the way Green Bay started out this year, you would think you would think that they had all the buzz. You would think that it was the best team in the NFL. And if they blow that this year and come out to be a mid team this season, then yeah, you can expect them to be on the you can expect them to be on the hot seat, man. He had Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers didn't have any late successful seasons with him, and he's doing okay right now. So you know what I'm saying. So it wasn't like his career was over. And since Aaron Rodgers has left, Packers haven't really done much. They've been okay, but you know what I'm saying, nothing that's gonna get you over the hump. So yeah, man, I feel like his seat is warming up. He's been in that position for a while, and you know, if you're a Packers fan or Packers ownership, you got to think: do we just want more of the same every year in, year out, or do we want to get somebody that's gonna finally get us over the hump? And I'm not sure Matt LaFleur is the guy to do that.
Yeah, that CBS broadcaster I brought up pointed out that a lot of his success was tied to Aaron Rodgers, and since Rodgers has left, yeah, to your point, I mean, it has coincided with the rise of the Detroit Lions, but you know, he's got to do something to prove that he is not just the guy there. He is the guy in charge, and that he can get the best out of these players. It doesn't help that Jordan Love, in my opinion, has the same mentality as Matt LaFleur, where they're both good at their job, but I don't think they're exceptional at their job. And I don't know if they have what it takes to pull exceptional performances out of their guys. Speaking of exceptional, we have the opposite of exceptional. The NFL decided that this week for Monday Night Football, they will go with quantity over quality. We got two mediocre Monday Night Football games between 2 1-3 teams. The New York Jets going to Miami to take on the Dolphins. We were both on the Jets. hoping AG gets his first win. Unfortunately, AG now sits at 0-4. Miami gets the win, and I gotta ask. I'm sorry, they were both 0-3. So yeah, now Miami's 1-3. Jets are 0-4. Tyreek Hill got hurt in that game, out for the season. I'm looking at social media, and social media, everybody, one person says something, everybody jumps on, and they make a narrative out of something that's not real. That happens 9 times out of 10. This might be the 1 time out of 10 where people were joking that Tyreek Hill seemed genuinely happy that he was hurt and he would not be playing anymore. Can you give me any other interpretation of his reaction to being carted off that field?
That's people were just trying to be funny, man. That's not what I got from what I saw from Tyreek Hill. What I saw was a man like, man, this. Of course, this will happen now. You know what I'm saying? We finally won the game. You know what I'm saying? He was finally having a good game, and now I get hurt after a season and a half of mediocre and disappointing play. They finally had a good game, and when things are just at a spot positive, he had to look like, of course, this will happen now. So I don't think it was aimed at the team. I do think that with this injury, that the opposite will happen. I do think that the Miami Dolphins will start to treat Tyreek Hill like an ex-girlfriend that was crazy, and they're trying to avoid it at all costs. I saw an article that said that with Tyreek being hurt, the Miami has a path to cut Tyreek and save some money. So hopefully, I heard he did tear some ligaments. They said it was a dislocated knee, but I heard he did tear some ligaments. So hopefully, he can get that repaired. Tyreek is a little older, but hopefully he can get that repaired and still do some of the things that he used to do. I don't think he'll be the same player, but hopefully he can come close to that and still get his money, or at least go somewhere else and be some remnants of what he once was. I know I was telling one of my other friends that the worst mistake that Tyreek Hill ever made in his career was leaving Kansas City and going to Miami.
As a standalone argument, what you said, I could get behind that. In terms of, hey, I was finally having a good game and now I get hurt. Standalone, I could see that. But when you factor in the history of Tyreek Hill, and you don't gotta go far back. I mean, in the past year worth of history, from him saying, I can't remember what his comments were, but after the season was over, basically saying like, hey man, this organization doesn't know how to win, to a random Twitter, just a random Twitter shot taken at his running back, A-Chain. It was a comment asking something about, maybe it was about training camp or something like that. And Tyreek Hill chimed in saying that A-Chain shouldn't be taking goal line carries. It should be, I don't know, some other guy on some other running back who's not good. And then then he backtracks on what he said about the organization and not wanting to be there. It was a quote that he had. I can't remember how he phrased it, but it's basically like, I don't want to be here, basically is what he said. And and to your point on the whole, well, they could cut him now. That's interesting to me because, hey, they should cut him. They should cut him. I wouldn't be surprised if Miami does start to get some wins underneath their belt without him, and they should cut ties, and it will be an amicable divorce, because I think Miami will be better without him, and it will give Tyreek the opportunity to go back home. Like you said, Kansas City, bring the band back together.
Yeah, I think Kansas City has way too many receivers for him to go back to Kansas City now.
They have
But
a lot of receivers. They have a lot of receivers, but none of them are good.
I mean, Bryson
Quantity over
Worthy, and then they got some up and coming rookies that had a good game against Baltimore.
quantity over quality in Kansas City as well. Like, yeah, what will we ever do without Juju Smith-Schuster? We'll see, man. We'll see. What do you think about Miami doing better without Tyreek? Disagree?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. I don't think Tyreek was the problem. I think they have a Tua problem, and a coaching problem. You remove the head of the snake and replace it with good quality leadership, then I think Miami will thrive.
All right, the last awful Monday Night Football game was the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Denver to take on the Broncos. Broncos took care of business, 28-3. Bengals look like they're just gonna throw the season in the garbage.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that wasn't a good game. Denver, like I said, I jumped back on the train for Denver, and it paid off because the Bengals just have no answer. You could see how frustrated Jamar Chase is with the performance of the team, and the team is kind of looking at him like, what you want us to do? We trying. So, um, yeah, man, I don't see bright fortunes for the Bengals, man. They got to play us next week, so it's not really much. It's not really much coming our way. I mean, coming for them this week against us. And Alim is coming back next week, so.
All right. Well, I finished the week 9-7. You finished the week 8-8. That brings our total. I'm at 23-31, and you are at 30-24.
I'm not mad at that, man. I thought it was gonna be worse than that. I thought I got almost all my games wrong.
Yeah, you cleaned it up on the back end of the games. I took a nice little lead to start, but yeah, it pretty much evened out. All right, for this week, week 5, first game tonight. Niners are traveling to LA to take on the Rams. Rams are at home. They are giving 6.5.
You said 49ers?
Niners versus Rams. Rams at home giving 6.5.
I'm gonna take the Rams, man. Are you supposed to go first this week?
Hold on one second. All right, yeah. 49ers going to LA to take on the Rams. Rams minus 6.5.
Yeah, it's your week to go first, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the Rams. 49ers let me down last time. They're still hurt. Rams defense is playing well. Thursday Night Football favors the defense, and I trust the Rams defense more than the 49ers right now.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm gonna go with the Rams as well. Puka Nacua looked great last week. He looked towards the end of that game, man. He made some amazing catches to bring the Rams to overcoming that game. And on the opposite end of that, the 49ers did not look well in the game that they played. They with them struggling against the Jaguars, they definitely gonna have problems with the Rams defense. So yeah, I'm with you. Give me the Rams.
All right. Next up, we got Minnesota traveling to Cleveland. Cleveland is at home. They are getting 3.5 at home. This is a this is I don't feel good about it, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take Cleveland. New quarterback. I said the defense didn't look inspired last week because why would you when Joe Flacco is your quarterback? So I would feel a lot better if it was Shador starting, but I'll take the somebody believes in Dylan Gabriel. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll take the Browns.
Yeah, man. I think I'm on the opposite end of the fence on that. Yeah, like you said, the Browns have a new quarterback. Wasn't really impressed with their offense. I mean, Junkins. I think Junkins will have a hell of a game running on the ground, but Judy was okay in that game. But I mean, he gave you what you expect to have, and the Vikings just have a better offense than the Browns. The Browns have a great defense, but that's only going to get you so far. You got to put points up on the board, and I don't think the Browns will be able to. So give me the Vikings.
All right. Next up, we got the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Indianapolis at home. They are giving 6.5. Oh my God. This is the definition of a rock in a hard place, but what better way to fuel my fire for Daniel Jones than to pick the Indianapolis Colts and have them lose? So why not? Give me the Colts.
That was such a backwards pick. For totally different reasons. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I take the Indianapolis Colts to beat the Raiders, man. Like I said, man, the Raiders will be a fine team one day. This is just not the year for them.
Oh man, yeah, this is gonna be a tough week of football, man. If this is the type of games they are giving us, New York Giants traveling to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Saints are at home and they are favored by 2.5.
I'm gonna say this, man. Oh, it's your turn. It's your turn. Go ahead.
I've been praising Spencer Rattler all day today. I still got the bad taste in my mouth from picking Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts. So I'm gonna just go ahead and lean into it, and I'm gonna take the New York Giants. For no other reason than the narrative will continue. Jackson Dart will be a 2-0 quarterback and further build the hype in Giants fans that they found the next guy.
Wow, dog. I never expected you to say that, man. I just knew you were gonna take the Saints. But yeah, I'm with you, man. Jackson Dart made me a believer last week. Usually I'm a Spencer Rattler guy, man, but Jackson Dart did a fine, good job. I mean, I never in a million years thought that the Giants will beat the Chargers, man. That's just a game that they're not supposed to win. So I'm gonna give the Giants the benefit of the doubt against a much worse team, and say that they're gonna pull this one out. Now, next week I might have a different opinion about Jackson Dart, but for now, like I said, I believe in them for the moment.
I've watched enough. I've watched the Lions long enough, particularly when they were bad, to know that when you have a team like the New Orleans Saints or a bad Detroit Lions team, they'll go out there and they'll go toe to toe with one of the best teams in the league, and in the end, they'll lose. And as a fan, you take that same mentality and think that, well, they did that to that team, they should be able to go out there and beat the New York Giants. And then they go out and get smashed by the Giants, and Spencer Rattler looks like trash. So that's kind of what I expect to happen this week. Denver Broncos going to Philadelphia. Philadelphia is at home and they are giving 3.5. It's pretty easy, man. Like I said, I'm tired of betting against Philly. It doesn't work out well. So I will be taking Philly in this. Also, Denver hasn't looked that great this year. Obviously, they looked great last week, but anybody will look great playing against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, it's like we on grid in a lot of games this week, man. Yeah, I am going to go with damn, I forgot that fast. Bengals
Philly?
versus who?
No,
Yeah,
Denver versus Philly.
I'm gonna go with Philly, man. Philly is playing great football right now, and while I like Denver, Denver's my squad, my sleeper squad, but they just don't have no answers for Philly, man. Philly is on top of the world right now, man, and they're just waiting for the Lions to bring them down. So, yeah, give me Philly to win this game.
All right, next one. Houston is going to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Baltimore is at home and they are plus 2.5. Just talked about it. I think the Ravens have an opportunity to go 3-1 in these next 4 games. I think this is a winnable game for Baltimore. Give me Baltimore.
Answer me this question, man. When is the legend, the man, the third person speaker himself, Joe Mixon, coming back to the Houston Texans?
Nobody knows what's going on with Joe Mixon. At the beginning of the year, they asked the GM, I believe it was. I almost want to say the owner, but I don't think it was the owner. It had to be the GM. They asked the GM. I almost want to say it was the owner though. They asked one of those two. Will Joe Mixon play football this season? And whoever it was, they refused to answer the question. And then just last week, being in 4 weeks on the IR, they had opportunity to activate Joe Mixon, and they did not. And they asked the coach if Joe Mixon would play football this year, and again, he refused to answer the question. So it doesn't look good for Joe Mixon right now.
Wow. Is I got another question. Is Baltimore defense still hurt?
The Matabuike is out for the season. They said that Marlon Humphrey left that game last week. So yeah, they got some injuries on defense. Roquan Smith was hurt.
Nate Wiggins was hurt.
Yeah.
Marlon Humphrey was hurt. Nate Wiggins. Like you said, not Ibuku. Is Lamar? I'm assuming Lamar is playing this week.
No word on Lamar.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the Texans this game, man. I would usually take the Baltimore, but they just got too many injuries.
Well, they got a lot of doubtfuls and questionables. Lamar doubtful. Texans. All right. Next up, we got Dallas taking on the New York Jets. Jets are at home. They are getting 3. Oh man! At some point, the New York Jets have to win the game. Dallas put everything they had into that game to come out with a tie. Looking at all the narratives, I'm gonna go ahead and take the New York Jets.
Like I said, man, we eye to eye this week. I'm with you. The Jets do have to get a win this year, and the Cowboys are just a team for them to do it on. I honestly think that the Jets could have won last week, but you can't turn the ball over 3 times and expect to win the game. If the Jets can hold on to the ball, the Cowboys are a beatable team.
All right, we've been agreeing so far, but let's see if we agree on this one. The Miami Dolphins are traveling to your Carolina Panthers.
Oh my
Carolina
God.
at home, they are getting 1.5. Tyreek Hill, the cancer is gone. Miami goes on a run. Give me the Dolphins.
Nah, man. The Panthers got embarrassed last week. Give me the Panthers. They missing the Dolphins missing Tyreek Hill. Tua is not the man he says he is. The Dolphins panic and they lose it all to Tyreek Hill. Right now, Bryce Young is on a win one, lose one streak, and it continues this week.
This is a good game right here. I think we might differ on this one. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are traveling to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Seahawks are at home. They are giving 3. Tampa Bay's coming off of a loss, but they are still banged up. And meanwhile, Kenneth Walker is still playing football. So I'm going to hold true to my theory and my word. Give me the Seattle Seahawks.
My decision is gonna go solely off of if Mike Evans is playing this week or not.
I'm leaning towards no, but I can verify that. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, NFC South. Injury reports. Mike Evans is out. Shit, Baker Mayfield is questionable.
Baker Mayfield is questionable.
Yeah,
I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna jump on your bandwagon, and usually I will roll with the Tampa Bay, but this week I'm Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay just doesn't seem like a full team without Mike Evans out there. So yeah, give me the Seahawks.
Tennessee Titans are traveling to Arizona to
The other team.
take on the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals are at home. They are giving 8.5.
Oh my God, 8.5? Good
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah. Well, when you get blown out 26-0, Vegas has got to do something. But I don't care. Yeah, you had it right. The other team. Give me the Arizona Cardinals and Marvin Ho-Hum Jr.
Wow. 8.5 is a lot of points, man, and Arizona hasn't been doing that great. I'll take the 8 points. I'll go with the Titans with the 8 points.
Famous last words. Detroit Lions traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Bengals are at home. They are +10. As I said over and over and over again, the Lions are one of the best teams in football. And one thing that they love to do is beat up on bad teams. And I can't think of a worse team. I'd even take Tennessee over the Cincinnati Bengals at this point. But yeah, give me the Lions -10.
You're gonna catch no arguments from me, man. Yeah, damn, +10. But yeah, man, the Lions are known to run up the score on teams, and yeah, I think we take that, man, and hopefully, if we're not just experimenting and just trying things out, like, hey, let's throw a loop-de-loop, whatever the hell that is, and to just try shit out for fun, then we'll go ahead and beat the Bengals.
The Washington Commanders are traveling to LA to take on the Chargers. Go Chargers. Go Chargers -3. Jaden Daniels is expected to be back. I will take the Commanders.
The Chargers just lost a game to one of the worst teams in the NFL, man. I think they're gonna have a chip on their shoulder. Give me the Chargers.
All right. That was quick. So we got 2 more games left. They've got 2 more games left. New England Patriots are traveling to Buffalo. Buffalo is at home. They are giving 8.5. The Lions beat up on bad teams, and Buffalo beats up on the New England Patriots. Give me Buffalo.
Yeah, I can't argue with you there, man. I like the Patriots, but they just don't have enough for Buffalo. Buffalo covers that 8-point spread. Just barely, man. I feel like it's gonna be like a 10-point game or something.
All right, and then okay, yeah, that's why we got 4 teams on a bye this week.
Oh, that's so many.
I don't know, so many so early. Atlanta, Green Bay, Chicago, and Pittsburgh all on a bye this week, which brings us to our last game of the week. Kansas City Chiefs are traveling to the 3-1 Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville at home getting 3.5. Kansas City looked good last week. Jacksonville surprises teams. This is a Monday Night Football game. Patrick Mahomes is not going out there on Monday Night Football and losing to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
He just won't allow it.
Nah, heads would roll.
No, I'm with you, man. I was kind of hesitant for the exact thing that you said. Both the Jaguars and the Chiefs look good last week, but you never know which team on either side is going to show up, man. You never know which Trevor Lawrence is going to show up, and you never know if the Chiefs are going to be out there dropping balls and tossing the balls up in the air or what they're going to do. But when in doubt, never bet against the Chiefs. So give me the Chiefs.
Lock that in. Yeah, man. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, we got this game tonight. The scoreboard, the Detroit Tigers are up 1-0 on the Cleveland Guardians. It is we're going into the 4th inning. Terry Skubal. Jack Flaherty off to a great start. No runs allowed. I can't see his numbers right now, but yeah, no runs allowed. So we're halfway there. I need 3 more innings of 2 or less run baseball.
Well, I mean, the way this series has been going, if the Tigers can keep it to a low-scoring game, they should be able to come out of this one unscathed. But we'll see where they at with it. I'm about to get in here and go watch it right now. And with that being said, man, that's all I got. Go Tigers.
Peace.